Sharon Tennant. Welcome to Help for the Health. Today's topic is nutrition and consumption behaviors. Things that you need to understand as a caregiver that will help make things easier to help them to eat, to help them stay healthier. You need to have a set schedule to feed them as close as possible, and also have them sit at a dining room table or a kitchen table, turn off the television, take away some distractions, sit with them and talk to them or eat with them. You can even the plates and the tablecloths can be a distraction if they have a lot of big and busy patterns. So maybe serve them on some plain china, plain paper plates. They may have trouble handling utensils. As they progressively get worse, you may have to begin feeding them or helping them eat. But try to let them be as independent as possible. Now, one of the things that happens with elderly people is that they begin to have difficulty swallowing, even water. They may get choked up on water. And many of the hospitals will use a solution called Thick and Easy so that they are able to drink safely. Now, elderly people, the older they get, the more vitamins they'll need, like vitamin D, B12, they'll need calcium, potassium. The calcium and the vitamin D helps with bone density. B12 helps to give them energy, especially Alzheimer's. When they get sundowners and they walk a lot more, they actually need to be able to keep up with that energy. So some of the things that we have done is more vegetables and fruits were added to Dad's diet. I had to make smoothies and stuff to get them to eat them, but now bananas have potassium. Fruits and vegetables have water in them, and that can help with dehydration. You don't want them to get dehydrated. Daddy did not like to drink water. A lot of elderly people don't. You can buy flavor packets. They have BioLite. There are flavored waters. We let Dad have tea. I know caffeine can make you dehydrated. There's very little caffeine in tea, and I think that myth has been debunked about tea and coffee making you too hydrated, and you don't want to go in excess or anything. Now, Cokes, I had to fool him. I'd buy the little canned Cokes, and I got caffeine free and sugar free, and he adjusted well, but I wasn't going to deny my 85-year-old father a Coca-Cola every once in a while. I know they're not that good for you, but I also wanted him to have a happy life. These drinks, very popular, about 40 different kinds. Remember we talked about the protein. Elderly need protein for their skin to ward off and fight off any germs, or for their skin to grow. So look at getting them to drink more of these types of drinks. You can find one that's good for you, good for them. And I know a lot of people that are on chemo or that are sickly, they will drink these drinks to get the vitamins and minerals that they need. Next, I want to talk about eating from memory. A lot of times, the elderly will have favorite meals or favorite things that will bring back very special memories. Now, mine's turkey and dressing. I love that for Thanksgiving. It's one of the happiest. And I used to work for Prime Care Nursing, and I would take care of this one special lady who has passed. And she said, I gotta have Aunt Nellie's Harvard Beets. So I went everywhere to find Aunt Nellie's Harvard Beets and loved them too. But yes, it has sugar, whatever, but it just brought back so many wonderful memories. And then she wanted liverwurst, liver and cheese sandwich. So I picked that up. We ate that. One day we had cooking lessons, and she made tamales from scratch. She had lived in Mexico for quite a while, so I tried to make eating fun. I got her to eat more. All she wanted to do for a while was eat junk food, but I had to go through and pull some of the things that she loved so much in the past and that she had fond memories of. Now, if you don't want to cook with them, or if you are preparing the meals on a weekly basis, I know someone that did sent me this great little video I'll show in a second, but you need to get some sectional dividing containers, and she bought some labels and she writes on them exactly what's in them, and on Sunday she delivers them to her mother, and she will make 5 or 6 meals and put them in the refrigerator. And then the video is going to show how easy it is to wash these labels off. And she was so excited. She sent me some, and I'm sure you can get them on Amazon. Now, also, there are programs like Meals on Wheels, Mom's Meals, where meals can be delivered to the elderly or shut-ins, but they are perfectly proportioned sizes for them. You can store them in the freezer. There's plenty of food. And the only problem is, or the only requirement is, they can't get in the car and go get meals themselves or go to the grocery store. So they're almost like shut-ins. And they also will have to be put on a waiting list. Now, when I was down in Florida, that waiting list was over a year long. Up here, Mom's Meals covered it until Meals on Wheels could cover it. And we were so thankful for that. Okay, elderly people need to cut back on, well, all of us do need to cut back on saturated fats, processed foods, sodium, on sugar, and it hits, well, the 4 biggest problems that has affected the elderly community as far as nutrition goes is they're either overweight or underweight, or you're dealing with some diabetic issues, or you're dealing with like constipation and bathroom issues, and they'll need more fiber to help with the constipation. Now, nutrition, so many adults suffer from malnutrition because they won't eat, and malnutrition or not getting enough of these vitamins or minerals can cause them to fall easier, to get sickness easier, to go into the hospital quicker or re-hospitalized. So you want them to eat as healthy as possible. Now, if you go to the acl.gov and type combating senior malnutrition, you will find like a checklist, and it will help you see where they're at. It'll help you see where you're at. So go to this site, and hopefully this will help you get on the right track with their diet. They also need as much exercise as possible to go along with this diet. Some little walks. They may walk slow, but if you can, get them walking around the house or the apartment or outside or in the garden. We want to do everything we can as a family member, as a friend, to help them out. Take them out to eat still if you can. Take them to old favorite restaurants. Take them to family gatherings or church meals, or just carry them out, because that will also help with socialization. Now, COVID happened right after Daddy came to live with us, and we had to be careful we couldn't take them anywhere. We couldn't go to the senior center, library, And so it was pretty harsh at first. So the kids would clean up and everything and wear masks, and they'd come hang out with Granddaddy Who. Which reminds me, I said I'm going to end every segment with a little Granddaddy Who story. My family and friends are coming to expect this now. You start learning to tell time, I think, around second grade, maybe third grade. And it took me years to learn time. And here's why. I would go spend the weekends with Daddy. And on Sunday would be our day. Football season, though, could affect it. And I'd come in, I'd be outside of my grandmother's, I'd run in and I'd say, Daddy, can we go to the store or restaurant or family members? And honey, there's 2 more minutes left on the football game. Look at the clock. Okay, he said, go play. I'd go out what seemed like half an hour, come back, and he said, look, we still got 1 more minute. So I had no concept of time until I was probably about a teenager. I didn't even want to tell time, look at time. You could tell me be home in 30 minutes and meh. So I got in trouble for that. But that was my father. And thank you very much.